Hey, everybody. I am attorney Michael Eline, and as you guys know, I am a personal injury attorney licensed in both Texas and California, and I have BZ Watchdog with me. And today we're going to talk a little bit about judges and stuff, and I'm going to update you before that about what's going on with Chile, because Chile deCastro has some updates from the dungeon. But really quick, you can see my head looks like it's on fire. So I'm going to let BZ Watchdog take over and tell you guys about what a great week he's been having while I fix my lighting.
I don't know about a great week. All I know is I've been burning both ends of the freaking candle, man. But we've got Jody Shillo, Ghost Man, as always. Joseph Doe, former Army here. You know how we feel about that former Army stuff.
I forgive him.
I'll forgive him too. We all do bleed green, so I'll you know what? I'm gonna do like they do in Army boot camp. I'm gonna give him a pass.
Well, hold on a minute. Where else can Marines go where they can get meritorious promotion after meritorious promotion? But
the Air Force,
but the less disciplined Army or Air Force. Think about
Air Force,
that. Yeah, Air Force, right? Where else can you go to get? Because all the other dudes are like, damn, these Marines are freaking hardcore, man. They're like,
Jeff, hello as always. OTVO. He says, I'm pretty sure I wasn't tough enough for the Marine Corps. That's all good. You're definitely tougher than the damn Air Force and the Space Force. So, and the Coast Guard. Don't forget about them. Bruce Wayne in the house. I'm Batman.
hey, anybody who's got balls to serve their country when they know that they're constantly lied to by their government and exposed to all these toxins and stuff, and
oh, it's all good. From a guy who served to another guy who served, we got to bust chops. Now, instead of being hateful, it's only busting chops, and it's not like those other troll lawyers on troll veteran channels and shit like that. I'll just leave that in a coded.
Yeah.
But Joseph, I'm glad. I'm sure Michael's glad that you're catching us live for one.
Hey, Joseph. Roger that. All right.
Misconstitutional rights in the house.
And I'm sure you probably were tough enough, Joseph. I mean, the deal with the Marine Corps is we have a Poolee program, so we try to get rid of all those shin splints before you go in.
Yeah, exactly. It was
a big problem with being in the Corps, man. Those damn shin splints, because all we do is run. It's like a bunch
there's your BFF Ralph Riley.
Oh, Ralph Riley.
He's hating your vertical podcast,
man. Ralph, dude,
I'll do it. Parenti, what's going on, girl? As always.
I can't be all things to all people, and it makes me sad. Hey, Stacy, good seeing you. Good seeing you, Ralph. Thanks for joining us. Hey, guys.
Bruce Wayne says Dad was a comedian. It's his real name. He should have. You know what? If he was really a comedian, your middle name would be Batman.
Hey, Miss Constitutional Rights. I'm glad you're back. Hey, so guys, I have some updates for you about Chile and stuff. So I want you to stick around to learn about my updates from Chile today from the dungeon. But for the last couple of episodes that we've had, I haven't done my intro. So real quick, I'm just going to do my intro, and then we're going to get into this corrupt judge over in Georgia who has got all these felonies. And I've been doing the series about judges gone wild. And I want to have BZ Watchdog here, for his humor, especially, so we can get through it, because we're all just exhausted, because I'm doing the legal deal and he's doing the ground pounding thing. So here we go. Another edition of Ask Michael Eline. This is where I teach people the law in an unorthodox manner by using examples that we see in the news, case law briefs, but it's all about exposing the Leviathan and its instrumentalities and taking back your rights. Know the law and mean to keep it well. Come here to learn from an expert to know your right. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. That's freaking right. And we never knew. Go ahead, man. Talk to me.
Just so you guys know, when we're done with this live stream, the dog's going to be out all night again, roaming the streets like he was the last 2 nights. So Just because I'm not live right away, I'm out there working. But if I happen to see something, I will interrupt with what I'm doing to film it. Now, if it's a slow night, I may call it quits early and just start driving the city streets with the camera on, like I have the last couple nights until I find something. I do have like a little special operation. I do have to check out an address tonight. I can't tell you who, where, what, why, and when until I show up. But the dog's on the hunt for an active warrant. So there's I'm going to be acting like Dog the Bounty Hunter a little bit tonight. So.
Hey, that's pretty cool. You're actually better looking than Dog the Bounty Hunter. Right, guys? Give me a bunch of one.
I don't know. I'd like to have his money and all the women he goes through. So.
Does he?
Well, shit, his wife passed from, I think, cancer, and it was 3 months later. He was married again.
Wow. Well, that's probably why she passed.
And this guy is also a convicted felon.
Yeah.
Because he was in a biker gang, and he was. You don't know about Dwayne Chapman?
No, man.
He was locked up in a Texas prison for a few years because, he
no kidding.
I guess he was involved like as a getaway driver, an accessory to a murder.
Yeah. And
he wouldn't snitch on him, and he did his like 3 to 5 or whatever.
That's cool.
Show more Brownie Jeff. I can't when he's sleeping. When the dog when I'm doing the hunt, when I see lights and stuff, he gets up and starts smelling the bacon.
Well, Stacy thinks that you need to get a mullet, and then you'll be in the running.
I could probably wear a wig or something.
Right.
So I could be BZ Watchdog, the Bounty Hunter.
So you guys, I've been doing this series on these corrupt judges, and I want to get through this material because we're all super tired. So,
and I realize I'll be out all night again. I'm gonna be out for the next like 8 hours, 10 hours.
And I realize, and plus we got to get BZ back out on the street. But I realize that it's 4th of July is coming up, so we're probably not going to have like an overflow of people joining the stream. But I want to get into this video.
Real quick, Stacy says BZ Bounty.
BZ Bounty, yeah, that's pretty badass. I like that. Hold on, let me. I want to make sure we look good. I want to be inclusive because we're all about DEI.
Bruce Wayne, dogs don't suck; they just lick and bite.
You guys like my judges gone wild? So you see, I've got the young thug judge in the upper right there. Take a look. That's
you got female judges gone wild. I have a question, Mike. Does that mean she's gonna flash us what's under the black robe?
Oh man, we can only hope.
Does she want some beads during Mardi Gras time?
All you kiddies don't watch this because you don't know what's going to happen. Hey, Let's OTVO, good seeing you, buddy. And then Bruce Wayne doesn't like the dog. One thing I do remember about the dog, I don't recall that he ever tried to get people to roll on their buddies, but maybe he did. But it's interesting.
Look what Willie B said. BZ, the bad cop bounty hunter. I love it.
Yeah, I'm loving it, man. That's cool. That is super cool. So guys,
out corruption, one cop at a time.
So let's roll some of this beautiful bean footage so we can have some laughs together before we try to enjoy our 4th of July weekend.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? Who? You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? You.
Ruling Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson be removed from the bench. According to a decision issued today, Peterson violated multiple rules in the Code of Judicial Conduct.
The court states Christina Peterson acted in, quote, willful judicial misconduct. It identified 28 proven counts of misconduct out of 30 alleged violations. The court's ruling states her removal will be immediate, and she will also not be eligible to be elected or appointed to any judicial office in Georgia for the next 7 years.
So the Georgia Supreme Court has just fired the highest paid judge in the state of Georgia. Let's talk about it. So if you have been watching this channel, you know we've been following the exploits of Judge Christina Peterson for a while. Now, who is Judge Christina Peterson? Well, she is a probate judge in Douglas County, Georgia, and she is the first Black female judge in that position.
Okay, so just really quick, guys, I just want to throw something out at you. So a probate judge is kind of almost like a work comp judge. They're not really like judges that really know the law. Like a really highly trained judge isn't a probate judge generally isn't going to be in a position where they could ever get elected to like a higher court, like or appointed to the Court of Appeal or something like that is almost impossible. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind before we keep rolling this bean footage. All right, here we go.
I'm the first African-American female and Democrat. Yes. I was never celebrated or congratulated. The first, on my day of swearing in, I was sworn in by Judge Emerson. I received my first JQC complaint.
Now, if you're one of the millions of people who've watched my previous videos on Christina Peterson and know exactly why she's getting kicked off the bench, you can fast forward a little bit to the new information. But this is going to be a quick review of why she's in trouble. First things first, she ran what most would consider to be a racist campaign, dressing up in whiteface, not blackface, but whiteface, pretending to be a white man, giving advice to black women about interracial dating. Because as you may have figured out, she's against interracial dating. Here's that clip.
While running for probate judge in 2020, Christina Peterson posted a satirical, sometimes sexually graphic video of her playing a white man giving dating advice to a black woman.
You are homosexual. That man will do anything for a place to stay.
Now, let's keep it 100. If she was white and she was saying this same thing, pretending to be a black person, all hell would have broken loose. But
now, hold on a minute, guys. Do you guys agree with that? Hold on, BZ. We gotta have a discussion about this.
Oh, hell no.
What are the guys in the sidebar saying? Is that true, guys? Do you think that if the situation was reversed racially, that there would be a difference? Let's see what you guys have to say. What do you think, BZ?
What are we talking about, like a white guy and a black woman?
Well, I mean, he's saying that's a good question. Let's ask him. How does that sound?
Are we gonna ask Mal?
You want to ask him really quick? Hold on. Let's ask this guy.
Where are your papers, Mav? Where are they? Oh, you don't have any papers?
Do the content crazy cowboy do.
I think that's what'll happen with the reverse role.
You think so? Okay.
They'll make it a hate crime somewhere.
Hold on, let's hear. This is a gem of a video, guys. This guy's called Nate the Law. So hold on a minute. So this dude who's doing this show that I'm sort of doing the attorney react comedy video on, his name is Nate the Law, and I'm assuming he's a lawyer. I just ran across this video on my stream today. I was like, damn, this dude's freaking legit, man. So make sure to like and subscribe to Nate the Law, because I think he's a really good MC 1000%. Let's keep on watching this dude.
Since she's black, she gets a pass. Now, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Ground News. Now, in the morning when I start researching stories for you guys, I start with Ground News.
The problem is, we don't want to get into Ground News, but you know.
Everything. Now, one thing I like about Ground News, she represented clients while she was a judge, won their case, and didn't give them any of the money from the settlement.
All right. So did you guys hear that? So here's what happened. Nate the Law is saying that this judge was basically a personal injury lawyer. It sounds like a contingency fee, right? Because typically only PI lawyers work on a contingency fee. So it sounds like she withheld funds from her clients. And so I queued up a video of this guy that I knew about, 20 years ago. And I want you guys to check it out. But first, I want to address everybody in the sidebar because you're our best friends. So
why would you do that?
Well, because Nate the lawyer.
I'm just kidding.
Oh wait, Salty Buckeye says that he sucks. But even if he does suck, dude, this is a pretty good video. So don't hold it against me, Salty. I mean, I know I'm better than him, and you'll know why when you see this comment from an old friend of mine. You're gonna check out real quick here.
Well, Mav,
my lawyer for a copy of my settlement check.
Yes. You should always ask your lawyer for a copy of your settlement check, and most ethical lawyers will always give you a copy.
Can I ask my lawyer for a copy of my settlement check?
Yes.
Hey, what do you think, dude? You know that guy?
kind of looks like Michael Me. I mean, I said Michael Eli.
Jeez. All right. So
just kidding. I'm
not winning any friends over here. I can see that. Nobody likes Nate the Law. Nobody wants to acknowledge that guy that you saw that looks like he's about 20 years old.
You got to have a little bit of fun. There's only 42 people in here. So
I know,
I'm trying to stall
You
till we
heard
get
me
some
right.
people in here.
She's alleged to have kept her client's settlement money instead of giving it to them.
The probate judge knows what she's talking about. Listen to her. She got 2 pending lawsuits against us right now.
The angry reaction to Peterson stems from a lawsuit she and others filed in 2017 against the HOA that led to a $70,000 settlement. According to a complaint filed against her by the Judicial Qualifications Commission, Peterson never shared that money with her clients.
Now, one of the things that also occurred is that Peterson is a probate judge. Probate judges handle a very small amount of cases and are usually paid less than other judges because they handle so few cases. But Peterson played the race card. She says, hey, I'm a woman. I'm Black. I'm the first Black woman. So I need to be paid like all the other judges, even though I don't do as much work as they do. So the city council said, okay, we agree, and made her the highest paid judge in the state. Let me say that again. Christina Peterson, with absolutely no experience, claimed racism and is now the highest paid judge in the state, even though she had absolutely no experience as a judge.
Okay, so just really quick, that's something we should talk about because this is something I'm hearing from a lot of people who are leaving California in droves. They're saying that merit is being replaced by things like racial-based, like diversity, equity, and inclusion stuff, and that merit is being considered to be like racist. And so I wanted to have this discussion, especially with people in the sidebar, like, because, you know, BZ Watchdog and I, with the Marine Corps background, everything to us is about merit. Like if we can't cut the mustard, you know, we don't feel like we've earned our position. But this modern, like the DEI hire is using the arguments allegedly that this judge is using to try to keep herself out of jail. So as this video keeps playing, I want to hear what your opinions and thoughts are, because a lot of people are saying that they think it's unfair that people are being judged by the color of their skin rather than the content of their character. And I just wanted to know what you guys thought in the sidebar. Do you have anything to say, BZ, before I keep rolling this beautiful bean?
No, let's get through this.
Let's do it, man.
I'm looking for fairness across the board.
Then there is her salary. Because previous probate judge Hal Hamrick was not an attorney and she is, Douglas County commissioners agreed with Peterson that she deserved an additional $36,000 supplement to her state pay.
Hold up.
Hey,
all right.
Go back for a second.
Go back where?
To like where she's talking in the sidebar, like where she's talking side by side picture.
Right there.
Yeah, don't that kind of look like Super Mayor Tiffany Haynard? How come they all kind of look a little alike?
Wow, you're no joke, man.
No, like pull up like on a if you can pull up another screen roll up, just pull up like another photo of Super Mayor Tiffany Haynard, because that's who I thought that was at first.
Oh, really? Well, here, let's just take a look.
Peterson that she deserved an additional $36,000 supplement to her state pay. For the first-year judge, that made her salary $127,000 this year. Ann Jones-Guider voted no.
I said, why are you giving her a supplement?
Well, clearly she must be racist because she doesn't want to give this person more than she's worth, right?
And they said, because we give it to the other judges. I said, the other judges don't make fees.
Most metro counties cap the vital records fees their probate judge can keep. Douglas County does not. Hamrick chose to take half of only the death certificate fees, bumping his overall pay to around $110,000 each year.
All right, so let's talk about that. Did you guys know that these guys could get a percentage of the fees they bring in?
You know what? I think that I feel that's a conflict of interest. The reason I say that, Mike, is because when you become a member of the public service or a public servant, you get into for service of the people, not to become rich.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the people that have gotten into Congress and all these politicians have forgotten. You're here to serve us, not
that's right.
Sit here and steal all the power. And this is why you've got all these corruption cases going on right now. You got like this lawyer here. You've got Super Mayor Tiffany Haynard. You got the mayor in California being on investigation. Another mayor. You got, Donald Trump was under investigation at one point, and I think he still is on other things. You got Biden with Hunter and some other. I mean, everybody's under investigation. Why? Because they're all about money and not about the service. Do the service, get the hell out, and maybe you won't be into the next news scandal that's on the media. But yeah, I think it's a conflict. Hey, if you signed up for a salary, that's too freaking bad. You don't get in there and cry about your wages. You saw the job description when you signed up for it. It's like the cops. You signed up for the job. You knew what it entailed. You know what work you went through. And now you're crying about you don't make enough. Now you want a second job. You want raises. You're extorting people. It's just you know what you signed up for. In the military, we couldn't go in there and cry about our wages.
Absolutely not.
And they didn't pay us shit.
Well, because if you joined the Marines, you didn't really care about the money. You just wanted to fight.
Yeah, you just wanted that title, baby.
That's right. I just got motivated, guys. Just give me a second. I got to recover emotionally.
Yeah, take that shot of whiskey or whatever you got over there. Tequila.
Hey, what's up, Dawood? Good seeing you, man. So let's keep on watching some of this beautiful Big Bad Bean footage, man.
Peterson decided to keep all the fees, both birth and death certificates. This year, combined with that increased salary, she's projected to make around $280,000.
That's probably more than the governor, isn't it?
Way more than the governor, more than Georgia's Supreme Court Chief Justice, even more than Georgia's 2 U.S. senators.
So yeah, this first-time judge screams racism, and they pay her more than the governor, the state senators, any other judge in the state. Matter of fact, she may be one of the highest paid employees of the state of Georgia.
Okay, so how did she do it? She cried racism. That's how she did it, and she was able to do that.
Well, wait a second. Now that she's been found guilty and all this stuff, shouldn't the taxpayers get the back pay for her crying racism to get more money than fucking up? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that bomb on a live stream?
That would be racist, I think. And besides, if you started saying stuff like that online, Zuckerberg might ask you questions like,
shit. I forgot my papers.
You don't have any papers?
So you know how it goes, BZ. I mean, I don't want to subject you to that. I mean, I know that all the women are chasing you, and at some point you're going to have to have a
definitely ain't
reckoning.
chasing me for looks and money because I ain't got either.
Oh, hey, super chat. Mike, explain Niasse Prius courts. Ralph, I can't do that right now, bro. But guys, everybody, Ralph is my buddy, and he's a biker, and he's freaking cool as hell, and he's always coming on my streams, and I really enjoy having him. And Ralph, why don't you come on tomorrow? Let's do a 4th of July. Hold on a minute. So Ralph, why don't you come on for 4th of July tomorrow? I'll stream something from my phone. Maybe we get BZ to come on and we could do a 4th of July fireworks show. You let off some some M80s or something, and
you might get that shot down because they consider that explosives on a
live. Crap! You can't do a fireworks show.
I'm just saying you got your stuff shut down for just showing a firearm.
Yeah, that's true. I showed my M45, which is from the Colt Custom Shop, which is the same one that.
And I couldn't even tell it was a gun. All you showed was one little piece of the. I mean,
it was the same one that MARSOC was issued, and so Colt Custom Shop went to all the MARSOC training locations and gave all the MARSOC dudes an opportunity to buy one before they went and sold them in gun shops. And so my buddy who was in MARSOC sold me his, and I barely showed it. And I was just trying, show you guys because I had my cover on that even though I was inside, that I had my cover.
Look at Salty Buckeye's comment. It says to the re-education camp with you.
Oh my God, really? Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
That's a funny comment, man. I'll tell you right now, that's pretty good.
Well, I think that he's right, and I think that we're having a really good time with this whole concentration camp thing, right?
He calls it re-education. That's what I think is funny.
Where are they? You don't have any papers?
I just can't get enough of that. It just reminds me so much of getting stopped by a law enforcement officer in California, for example.
And remember, she has no experience in doing this. Now, because of all the corruption, all the problems, eventually there was a hearing and she was found to be incompetent. They found that there was systemic incompetence.
Peterson's main defense was her inexperience as a judge, a problem she promised has been addressed through additional training. But the panel was not buying it. The report also cited multiple examples of failure to actually do her job, needlessly delaying petitions before her office. The hearing panel said Peterson was guilty of systemic incompetence. Judges are expected to act in a manner that promoted the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. Respondent has shown that she cannot or will not do so. And so she must go. She must go.
Now, three-judge panel
She must go.
Had to wait for the
needlessly delaying petitions before her office.
See that? Weren't you just talking about that?
I can't see that on the screen.
What's that?
Whatever you were showing.
Oh no, like you were saying, there's like a conflict of interest. You know, like she'll like delay.
Yeah, dude. I mean, think about it. They just said that she's getting more money than the damn governor. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be a lawyer to be able to sniff out injustice, guys. That's why, like, don't be that impressed by lawyers. They go to a law school. It's like a government-run institution. They don't really teach you legal history. They don't teach you natural law. They don't teach you about where your rights come from, your inherent natural rights. They don't teach you.
Wait. We have rights in this country?
Yeah, they really don't teach you any of that stuff, unfortunately. And this is an example of a product of, so this judge, this probate judge, obviously she was a lawyer. She didn't pay her clients their contingency fee in the case. And then she becomes a probate judge, becomes the highest paid probate judge in the whole state of Georgia because she cries racism. So the legislature gets terrified. She's clearly and obviously underqualified to even be someone's legal secretary. And they put her in the position of a judge. It's just hilarious.
Hey, make sure before he starts this thing, I just put the link in. Make sure you buy Michael Eline's ebook, How to Become a Lawyer Without Going to Law School.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's on sale for $19.99 at a low price, because prices will be going up with the rest of the inflation.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
And there it is right there. And I put the link right there. You can do it through the PayPal link I included.
Thanks, homie. Appreciate that. Got to keep the wife and kids happy.
I even plugged in last night. I even plugged in Chile's Child.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah. Hold on, guys. Whoa. Chile deCastro update. Can you give me some theme music? Hold on. Let me see if I can throw something in here. I don't want to forget my homie. All right.
I think this is the perfect. Now we got a lot of people in here. I think this would be time now for the Chile, the political prisoner update from the dungeon. Sounds like some weird porn music. I thought we were at a porn rave. Your mic's muted, Mike.
All right.
Mike needs a new mic. Hey, guys, y'all need to help out Mike get a new mic, so make sure you go and buy his ebook for $19.99 online.
Chingon, Simon. You got my cool music, guys. And Ralph, we're going to talk about it on the 4th of July because I want to get into this. So I talked to Chile today, and he's really excited about an opportunity. Is that music still playing?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Hold on a minute.
Jesus Christ, where's the crack?
G-Crack.
Crack's like ID. Do you got ID? Papers?
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that dude on the like he's on Twitter and YouTube? He's like a biker dude. He always goes G-Crack. He's like this Christian dude, and he like does this pop dance thing. He goes G-Crack, like Jesus Christ, but he says G-Crack. We love you, Lord. We love you, God.
Cheese and crackers. He's
cool, man. I really like that guy. All right. So Stacy Parenti tripping. That's right. Anyways, okay. Chile deCastro update. Okay. So Chile is doing good, but he could be doing better. what he wanted me to convey to all you guys is when he gets out, he does not want people just to show up and like meet him at the jail or whatever. He wants to be left alone. He wants to have an opportunity to get some decent food in his body, get to the gym, get squared away at least a couple of weeks. And then we can plan something, because at first he did not want to have like some kind of a welcome back celebration or whatever. But I was able to convince him. And I think what we'll do is we'll do like a welcome back celebration a couple weeks after he returns. So that'll give you guys, like, once he's back, you guys can just do comms directly with him on the DLZ channel. And yeah, then you guys can coordinate it or whatever. But I'll definitely be there. And the appellate hearing is on the 10th. And of course, you're always welcome to attend that hearing and check it. Well, I don't know if you're welcome to attend, but you certainly could try to get into the courtroom if they'll let you in and check it out. I may or may not be there. I have, showing up for a hearing for an appellate brief. It's really not much there, but Chile, I think, may be there. I'm not sure how it works in Nevada. I didn't even ask him, and I'm not a Nevada attorney, so I couldn't tell you. But either way, that's basically what he wanted me to convey to you guys, is that he's got high hopes that we'll be able to prevail on the appeal. Of course, our fingers are always crossed for him. We believe that it was a false arrest. And even if he did not prevail in the appeal, it would never change my opinion of the nature of the arrest. Just because something gets rubber stamped doesn't mean that it's legitimate in my mind. Everybody has their own point of view, and that's the beautiful thing about being an American, is you have the ability and the absolute duty in some cases to disagree in the face of tyranny. What do you think about that, BZ?
Oh, I'd agree with you on that.
Good talk. Yeah. All right. So let's get back into it then, since we're having such a great.
The hearing panel said Peterson was guilty of systemic incompetence. Judges are expected to act in a manner that promoted the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. Respondent has shown that she cannot or will not do so. And so she must go. She must go.
Now, three-judge panel, after finding her to be incompetent, had to wait for the state Supreme Court to remove this judge if they found the arguments from the three-judge panel compelling. So during that period where they were waiting for the state Supreme Court to come down with a decision, Christina Peterson decided to go to the club, and she got in a fight with some cops and now is facing felony charges.
Eric, thank you. To the I-Team now. A controversial Douglas County judge who once put her bride behind bars found herself in jail earlier today.
Hey, so just really quick. So BC, I mean, truth is stranger than fiction, right, guys? I mean, look at this stuff. Give me a bunch of comments if you think the truth is stranger than fiction, because I'm just having a great time with this one. This is hilarious.
Probate court judge Christina Peterson was booked into the Fulton County Jail charged with felony obstruction and simple battery of a police officer.
Last year, the State Judicial Qualifications Commission recommended Peterson be booted from the bench, and then voters did that themselves in a Democratic primary. She's been the subject of several investigations by the Fox 5 I-Team over the past 4 years.
And this morning, reporter Johnny Edwards found out that she's now accused of punching a police officer.
Okay, so there's been some new video released after yesterday's update about this judge. So what I want to do is I want to go over the video because it kind of gives us a very clear picture of what actually happened and why the judge was arrested. So we're going to go right outside the club before the police arrive.
In the video, you can see commotion outside of the lounge. A man is seen punching a woman who identifies herself as Alexandria Love several times. You then see Judge Christina Peterson come into the frame.
Now, in this video, you can clearly see Judge Peterson jumping into the fray, trying to break up this fight between this man and this woman. So now the man and woman are separated, and police now arrive at the scene. Now, when police arrive at the scene, you're going to see the woman who was attacked lunges at the man, and police hold her back. And that's when Judge Christina Peterson jumps in and seemingly attacks the cops.
Here's a look at that body camera footage. Officers arrive at Red Martini on Peachtree Street, and there's already a commotion in progress. Peterson.
Hey, what do you think? I'm kind of shocked that the body cam footage wasn't deleted. What do you think, guys?
Oh, she didn't pay enough.
Yeah, maybe maybe her bailiff didn't like her, right? Could be.
and says she was.
So I'm freezing it right here because you can see this is a security officer and he's trying to hold back the woman who's actually already been assaulted by the guy. She's actually lunging at someone.
Trying to help a woman who was.
So as you can see, security now has their arms around her, removed her from the scene, and police now are going to interview her about what happened. And then watch what Christina Peterson does when police are trying to interview the victim.
Reportedly being attacked by an unnamed man. That's when Peterson comes up to the woman and those arriving officers.
Let him go! Let him go! Let him go!
That's a cop. Now, when you saw Peterson lunge and start swinging at the cop, the people in the background said, "That's a cop. That's a cop. That's a cop."
One of Peterson's charges includes simple battery against a police officer, but from the view of the footage provided, it's not clear right now if she hit an officer.
Hey,
I mean, I don't know, dude. There might be a lot of people here.
They tackled her so hard that her weave or her wig fell off.
Hey, there might be.
You don't see it on the concrete. It's right there by the cop's hand, like on the concrete.
Yeah, hold on. Are you kidding me? Hold on, let me rewind.
Right there to the top right hand side of his arm.
Oh, right there. Holy crap. Are you Hey, give me a bunch of ones for the weave on the ground. I think that's like a home run. Thanks, BZ.
I've seen this video already, so I already knew about that. I didn't tell you about that because I figured I'd catch you off guard with that comment.
Dude, that was so cool. That was awesome, man.
It's not clear right now if she hit an officer or not.
Now, obviously, Peterson is drunk out of her mind, but I have a hypothesis. I think Peterson actually thought the cop was the earlier aggressor. And the reason why I think that is because Peterson's going to directly accuse the cop of hitting the woman earlier.
All I have to do is put your name and date of birth on here so you can get booked in.
You a liar. You're a liar.
I'm telling you what I'm trying to do.
You're a liar. You beat that to the ground and you hit me to the ground.
You have the wrong person.
Yes, that was you.
No, you're drunk.
All right, so just really quick.
Next she's gonna do like Mel Gibson do and accuse the cop of being a Jew.
All right, so you guys, I always tell you we should always hire and appoint people who are in positions of authority.
Wait, time out. Chad Crumb says, I can't beweave it.
That's funny.
Now you go ahead. Go on.
So I always try to like share with you, the natural law philosophy and the idea, if you're going to have a constitutional republic, where the right, unbelievable, where the rights of the individual are upheld. If you're going to have something like that, then you're going to want to have people of chaste character who are in position.
Hey, Mike, you're Mike. You know what? I don't know what's worse or what's more ridiculous, her salary or your microphone going out.
I know, it's so weird.
It's out again. Look at that. Can everybody please buy his ebook? We need to get him a new goddamn mic. Please help. Support the mic.
So I always try to. I always try to share with you guys that we should be putting people.
There it is again.
We should be putting people in
there it is
positions
again.
of authority.
I'm kidding that time. Up.
Did you just do? Yeah, I think BZ's got a switch in the back there that he's trying to mess with me on. Yeah, because I had this thing looking pretty good. But all I'm saying is that if you're going to appoint people like a judge, you want to have people who are really squared away. And same goes with your officers, like in the Marine Corps and stuff, or in the military in general. You want to have like a high standard of moral character and discipline, because that's going to be the example. Leadership is really, really important in all societies. And the warrior culture is, part of being a leader. You have to understand the warrior culture. It's just part of being a leader. I'm sorry to tell you guys that if you don't think that way, but it just is. So let's go. And
oh man, I'm telling you.
Drink like that, you weirdo.
And that's why you're acting like this.
Are you going to give us the information so you can stay there, or you get back in the car? Are you going to let me die in the car with this?
Okay, so let me break this down based on the evidence that we've seen. Judge Peterson did try to intervene in a fight between a man and a woman outside the club. Now, when the police arrived, it's not clear if Judge Peterson recognized that they were actually police officers. Now, this is what I think the key question is going to be, whether Judge Peterson recognized these were officers. Because if she recognized these were officers, then her conduct of telling the officers to don't touch the woman and pushing them away and getting physical with them is totally inappropriate. And she would have known that as a judge. And then if Judge Peterson didn't know they were officers, then I think Judge Peterson could make the argument that this is a defense of others. She thought this woman was being attacked by the same men from before. Now, obviously, this wasn't good for the judge. She's now under felony charges for fighting at the club. She's got all of these complaints of ethics from her job as a probate judge. And the Supreme Court of Georgia had enough. And they came out with a decision on June 25th, 2024, removing Judge Christina Peterson from the bench.
And today, the Georgia Supreme Court removed a Douglas County judge arrested outside of a Buckhead lounge. We've been talking about this story all week. But Judge Christina Peterson, who you just saw there, she's not losing her job due to the felony charges she faces after allegedly hitting a police officer.
That's right, Faith. This is all in response to a number of ethics charges brought by the state commission that investigates claims of judicial misconduct.
In an 80-page decision, the Georgia Supreme Court laid out 28 counts of misconduct and 30 alleged violations for former Douglas County probate judge Christina Peterson. Those violations include improper conduct toward county officials and inappropriate use of court resources. Peterson's attorney said in part, quote, "I'm pleased that we were able to provide her with a vigorous defense in court, getting numerous counts dismissed and fighting off 2 motions for interim suspension, even though today we lost the ultimate battle." On social media, Peterson posted, "This is a setup, not justice."
Now, this removal is good for 7 years. So even if the judge is reelected to become a probate court judge, she still wouldn't be able to serve because the Supreme Court has said she can't serve as a judge for the next 7 years.
I'm your probate judge, Christina J. Peterson, which means I am your incumbent.
But the voters handed down their own verdict. Peterson lost to challenger Valerie Vi 65 to 35%.
Okay, so here's the bottom line. Judge Peterson ran for re-election, lost. She actually still had about 6 more months in her current judgeship. But since the Georgia Supreme Court came down and said, hey, you're too incompetent to serve as a judge, we got to kick you out right now, she just essentially lost her job immediately. Now the Douglas County Board of Directors and the state is going to install a temporal or interim judge in that place until after the election. So Judge Christina Peterson is essentially barred from becoming a judge for the next 7 years, and likely her law license may be in jeopardy. But what do you think about this outcome? Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I think? I think she's about to start an OnlyFans page like the other judges.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's what I'm hearing too. And,
somebody said, I think Stomper says she should join the hot tub judge.
The hot tub judge.
OnlyFans page is being created.
The hot tub judge. I forgot about the
I
hot
just don't,
tub
is she going to wear different types of weaves or is she going to wear her natural hair? Or is she going to have is she going to have a black robe on during her OnlyFans?
All I know is she's never going to be able to ask people again.
Where are your papers? Where are they? Oh, you don't have any papers?
Hey, you know what? I was looking at that body cam footage. You know, she got lucky she didn't get face planted.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure, man. You got that right. So basically, you know, over the years, you know, over the, I guess the millennia or whatever, judges have been, you know, given certain duties and obligations that have been put into sort of a code, and they call it the canons of judicial ethics or whatever, a reasonable facsimile thereof. They'll have a name similar to that in all jurisdictions in
Florida,
at least
whatever.
Or, you know, like whatever. But yeah. And so in this case, you know, a judge is supposed to uphold the integrity and independence of the judiciary. And obviously there's a bunch of other ones. There's Canon 2, the judge should avoid impropriety and the appearance of impropriety. And I tell you guys that all the time about avoiding the appearance of impropriety. That's a big deal. And that's why you can't have judges going to whorehouses and going out.
Wait, why not? It's okay if you're a male, but if you're a female, you can't.
Either one. You just I get it, BZ, but no, I mean you have to have the appearance of being impartial, like a referee. I don't know. There's certain people that you'll meet in your life, and I'm sure all you people in the sidebar.
Not if you're a man, because females have higher standards than us men. The conversation I was having with Texas Gal Audits earlier today, because we were talking about how the female auditors are held to like a higher standard than the male auditors.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The trolls be hating on the ladies because they're like sitting there thinking like these ladies should be all proper and at home cooking and cleaning like it's the 50s. But you know what? Texas Gal and like Carolina and News Now Lisa and Katie Kidman. I'll tell you what, I don't care if they cuss like a sailor. They're tougher than most men. So you know what? That's all that matters.
Salty Buckeye.
Real quick, the reason I got up is because I'm getting ready to go out.
Oh, you're leaving?
I actually got Texas Gal Audits, a nice little dash cam for front and back for her vehicle. Because she's been sending me some. We've been on a joint operation. I didn't mean to get off topic, but just to kind of let everybody know what's going on. We got a joint operation going on in the neighboring city south of us, and she's been sending me footage to put together, and I've been doing the open records requests. So I wanted to make sure she's better prepared, so we don't have to worry about her going live. That way, she capture this and then go live, so she has 3 different angles. Yeah. Now, I did get this. This is I just opened it. It just came today in the mail.
Your mic.
Hey,
Your mic.
Stop hitting my button, dude.
What? That was your mic, dude. What's wrong with your
mic? You're hitting my button, dude. I'm on your live stream. I'm not a dummy, man. Come on, man. Shit. But I did get this in the mail today. I just haven't had a chance to charge. I just opened it. But I got this wonderful little body camera. I don't know if you guys can see it. Little body camera with audio.
Perv.
And it's got a little clip on the back. and I can tilt the body cam. So I'm gonna be playing with this toy probably tomorrow night. Plus I got an SD card to go with it. So I'm just showing you guys the operations are getting better. So you guys, now who do I go to for some of these breaking stories and some legal counsel from time to time? Well, yours truly, Michael Eline. So make sure you buy his book, How to Become a Lawyer Without Law School.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hold on, let me find it.
For $19.99 at a low price.
Heck yeah.
You can buy his book. So guys, I mean, like I said, the clandestine operations, as my friend Tuapri would say, whatever, are under commencement. So
Salty Buckeye wants to know if we ever covered the one where the 14-year-old boy got face planted in Ohio and then the cop got fired.
No, we didn't. But you know what? I saw that body cam footage. It was similar. It happened like right after, at least the video came out.
Yeah.
They fired the cop immediately. It happened like right after Carolina's face plant. He basically, with a group of kids walking by this police car, it was somewhere up north, like Ohio, go figure. A young black teenage kid. They said, F the police, and took off running. And the cops got out and started chasing him, crossed his courtyard, tackled him, roughed him up, searched him, put him in handcuffs, and arrested him. And he was, so it's, Willie B said it's Doherty is in Ohio, so I don't know if that was the kid's name or the cop or the town, but I think that's pretty much pretty correct.
Yeah.
But you know what? We should cover that. I mean, the thing is because we should be covering also that other thing that broke that. I know you don't have your phone, but that thing I was talking to you about on Sunday with Galveston Island Transparency.
Oh yeah, totally, man.
It came out. They did a news report. It did come out about that officer roughing up those women and kids down there in Galveston.
No kidding. Well, I definitely would like to be able to at least help them, raise money or whatever, so they can find a place.
But if we can integrate that 14-year-old kid story with what's happening down in Galveston to show that these cops are targeting, it's like with Texas Gal in Carolina, they're targeting smaller and, in their eyes, easier and weaker targets, because they won't pull that shit with a guy like my size or your size, or most of the men probably in this chat room. And, and I've seen it with Impact Media Group. They'll pick the smallest auditor or cop watcher out of the group and go after them.
Of course.
Yeah, and I don't get that. So, but
well, that's just because they're cowards.
Officer safety.
Yeah. So Albert Alcantat asked a question. I just don't know what it is, but Salty, I would definitely like to cover that.
Albert is a troll, so he is permanently banned.
I love it. So guys, that was pretty much like, I don't really
hateful remarks and stupid stuff like that gets an automatic banment from the channel. It doesn't even get you a timeout. It gets you straight to the concentration camp.
Oh my gosh, because we can't go just yet because we have our own set of rules here. Yeah. We have our own rules and we can have our own ways of making it talk.
Where are your papers, Mav? Where are they? Oh, you don't have any papers?
To the concentration camp! To the concentration camp! What's los? So, I don't know. Let's I guess, hey, everybody in the sidebar, you got anything to say before we go?
Stacy says it right. Perfect example of officer safety is Uvalde Police Department. I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You either terrorize the kid, but yet when there's one person in there with a gun killing everybody, unaliving everybody, you won't go in. But the minute you see a young kid or a female walking down the road, you just want to snatch them up illegally and beat them up and all this other stuff. But cowards, definitely cowards.
What makes me angry is that when there is an officer and they say he's the good cop, right? But they'll stand by and let it happen. And I say this to everybody, and I really mean it, that the difference between like being in the military even, or being like a biker or whatever, and from being a cop is cops are sworn, to protect and uphold the Constitution with respect to policing. And they're trained basically to raise revenue, and it's just.
Well, Brick Jones, he put it out there in the comments. He actually got tackled from behind in a courthouse.
Oh man, and that'll just wipe out your back for life.
I've actually seen the body cam footage. He has it, or the surveillance video.
Yeah.
You should actually take a look at that video, Mike.
Where's Brick? Where was this case?
I believe it was Florida. Brick's in the chat. He's in the sidebar.
Well, we can talk in private. We don't need to share all this stuff on, and as a lawyer, obviously I don't want, if it is a potential client or whatever, I'm not going to sit there and
I
rush out the facts of their case online.
Well, I do know he wants to make it public because when I looked at it and when I knew a little bit of the context about it, it was just a way to basically trick him into hurting him, man. That's all it was. But like I said, you guys can get more detail. That way you guys can talk more about that and natural law. That would be a good, having him on doing the body cam segment and then talking about natural law.
We should do that.
The problem is Brick may keep you on overnight for like 8 hours talking about it.
Well, we should
have to give him a time limit.
We should do like 4th of July and have like Brick come on with, like Ralph Riley, and do it to where we could see some fireworks too, as long as it's not like some violation of YouTube's rules. That would be super fun. You could come on. We could have like 4 of us, like talking heads. And
I would have to probably pop on periodically because now that it's 100 degrees during the daytime plus here.
Yeah.
I've been crashing out between 2 and like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then going out till like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Florida. I'm just looking. Willie B. Papers. That's funny. So you guys like our
He's
work?
not even worried about money, Mike, is what he's saying. But he does want to kind of expose he's been trying to do a lot of stuff down there in Florida. Problem that we have, Mike, is we do not have enough auditors, cop watchers, or attorneys on our side fighting for us.
Well, it's all look. And when you say attorneys on your side, so I got to qualify that, because if you guys,
I said enough.
if the auditor community gets better trained in their interactions with law enforcement, there'll be less arrests.
Well, and that's what I wanted to even. I'm glad you said it, because I wanted to segue into it. Anybody that's wanting to become an auditor, who wants to become a cop watcher, who wants to get out there and they're scared or whatever, I'll be more than happy to talk to them, help them, work them, work with the way to keep themselves safe and set up for to entrap these guys as far as in getting them to make their statements on camera.
Right.
But at the same time, help them get to 50 subscribers so they can live stream, because you got to get the 50 subs. In the very beginning, getting those first 50 subs were the hardest thing, but I've got enough following now that I can send 50 people easily to subscribe to someone's channel. Flex Your Freedoms was doing that the other night too on his live stream, was trying to help somebody who was just starting out get 50 subs to go live. Because the thing is, we need to go live more, because the thing is, look what they try to do with Carolina's camera. They try to shut it off.
Yeah.
If she hadn't been live, they could have probably deleted that footage.
That's true.
So
hey, did we ever find out why the officer felt compelled to turn her camera off?
I'm working on that. I did get the 2 females' name and badge numbers today, along with other officers on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I've already did open records requests for basically their whole background.
Yeah.
So now I did get something back today on Kruger.
Yep.
In other words, I got nothing because he's under investigation.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Internal Affairs has basically sent me the public information request, stating that that Texas Code 552 about public information that has to be sent up to the state attorney, and that because I sent it with allowing the redactions to be put in place, and they still blocked me. And that's the first time I've ever been blocked.
Well, I'm sure we'll have to take a look, but there's probably some kind of a procedure where we can appeal that, or contest it.
I'm sure. I mean, the thing is, even if I submit it again with the reason why I need it and it goes to the state attorney, they got 45 business days to review it. I think this is going to be over before the 2-month time frame is up.
Yep.
For us to turn around and try to sue them.
Yeah.
I think this, to be honest with you, the fact that they're blocking my stuff and they're not giving me anything about an open internal affairs investigation tells me that this guy's probably on his way out the door.
Oh yeah, he's done. And I'm just
toast.
I wanted to find out also if anybody knows, including you or anybody in the sidebar, what happened to those charges. Were they filed? I mean, we saw that nonsense, extra little nonsense charge.
They're still pending. I mean, it's we just
have
haven't
they been filed? Do we know if they've been filed? Has there been like a a charging document?
Where would I go to find that?
You could take a look, I guess, on the court website.
Tarrant County, it would be Tarrant County Courthouse. So
yeah, you want to look to see if it got filed. Now, if I was the filing deputy, I would run if you file on that, because it's just what a joke. I mean, they slammed this woman who's spry as can be. I mean, she should be in a hospital right now, and she's out there trying to stand up for people's rights. I mean, I got to respect her, but still.
Well, I just looked at the dockets.
Yeah.
For her court case.
Yeah.
I'm getting the old stuff. I'm not seeing. I don't think they've been filed. She don't have a court date, so there's no docket for that. Now, she does have some stuff from about a year ago, which is interfere with public duties. And let's see what this says right here. Contest docket. I mean, I don't see. She was released on a PR bond on that one, so I think they dropped those charges on her from my conversation with her. And there was a cash bond for the previous one back in 2019 where I know what that one's for, but that one got dropped. I think she had to pay like a fine for that one or something. But but there's nothing on these dockets whatsoever.
So let's fingers crossed that the filing deputies aren't idiots, or that the AG is intelligent enough, or whoever the district attorney is.
I'm wondering if they're putting off filing the charges until they've completed the investigation to see if he's even, because that would make sense to me. Is if he was in the wrong and lied, there's no way that they can charge her and prosecute.
On its face, those charges are specious and unwarranted. The arrest was false, and it was an attack. It was a battery, and it was done with intent to cause great bodily harm. I believe that was attempted murder. That guy knew that he was going to throw her. That was his intent. He should have never put his hands on her.
Well,
it was a felony assault. Either way,
here's where
felony murders coming into
Here's where
play.
any criminal lawyer can prove that it wasn't not an active crime scene. She was questioning somebody who paid $31 for a tow, and after, if you look at the more surveillance tape before it cuts off, when he tossed her and threw her, you see the flatbed backing up and picking up the truck that was parked, and there were no more cars because they were picking up one at a time, picking them up, like just scooping them out at one at a time. So they were getting rid of all those vehicles in that parking spot. So they lied to try to save face. And if you listen to her video and his body camera, the minute they slammed her and that one female officer said she's bleeding, he didn't call for medical. He called for a supervisor on the scene to cover his ass. Because wouldn't you call for medical standard of care first to attend to somebody with head trauma instead of a supervisor?
Okay, so one of the things that I definitely would like to do with you guys is get into the evidence code a little bit.
You want to do an open records request on protocol with excessive force? Maybe he broke protocol, general orders.
Yep. And it also goes to show maybe guilty mind. He's calling a supervisor to try to cover it up.
Yep.
As opposed to call an ambulance to take care of the victim who's bleeding out on the road and could have a fractured skull.
She's in his care. He's obligated for standard of care because she's in cuffs.
Bad news.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like that lady in the back of the car where that train hit that patrol car. She had no way of moving or doing anything.
Terrible.
When you're in their custody, they have taken responsibility for your care.
That's right.
Instead of calling somebody for a head bleed, you're calling for a supervisor. That shows bad judgment right there on that officer.
Absolutely. And I think Let's TVO agrees.
I wonder what Mav says about it.
Yeah, Brick Jones, he's talking about the mens rea. Yeah, the guilty mind and all that. And it just, there's all these different rules of evidence where that would come into play, where you're trying to hide stuff, trying to cover stuff up. And that shows that. I mean, your first concern, if you're hurting someone. So that's one of the cool things that I hope all you guys who have kids listen to me and hear me out. Getting your kids in judo is really good, because one of the first tenets of judo is
learn how to fall.
Well, besides that, is you want to protect your uke, your partner. It's always about protecting your uke, because your uke's doing you a favor by letting you spar and do randori and do your niwaza and all that stuff, your katas with them, and you train alongside and learn from each other, and all that stuff. It's the collegial kind of cool thing. And so that's why Chevy helps me get my belts for my son with Super Jets.
Hey, did you see that song, Chevy? Speaking of Chevy, did you see that song that Chevy came up with my logo about the papers?
Dude, that was sick. Put it in the sidebar for all of our guests to play it.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I'm not able. What we got to do
everybody needs to go to Chevy's page and at least hit that like and subscribe button, because he's always putting out new music based on the content that we're putting up here.
Yeah.
Basically he takes our script and uses an AI generator with the type of music that he wants to put in there. And he's been coming up with some really good stuff lately.
That's cool. Jeff says never hit a female or hurt physically. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Why would a dude ever want to like try to hurt a girl to begin with? I mean, just think about that.
Well, I don't know. Ask every single police officer.
Yeah, so that's something that we definitely need to look at once Chile is out, is those 900 records. We need to do a fundraiser to be able to get those records, because there's 900 records in Nevada that were obtained from the Citizens Review Board.
Yeah, because that ain't going to be cheap.
Yeah, because it's the body cam footage, and they charge an arm and a leg for it. So we've got to figure out a way to get it.
Body cam footage. We're probably going to have to sue to get that information.
Well, you can get it, but they'll stonewall you. The good news is if we strike while the iron's hot, we can get it, because they're under investigation by like Citizens Review Journal. I think that's what it's called. And there's already that story that I broke to you guys a couple of weeks ago where you have these Nevada officers, like this one Nevada officer who allegedly was trying to hire a hitman to kill his wife because he wanted to divorce her. And Nevada, I guess, internal investigations, I don't know if that's what it was, but they tried to say there was still an active investigation going on, and the investigation was over like 2 years ago. So they lied to try to avoid producing the information. And we know there's 900 other records out there. That's just one case. So this is the first time that you're ever actually able to get documents that went before a citizen's that went through internal investigations. Because of the Citizens Review Board law, unless it gets repealed, like we have this window of time, we can get these body cam footage, images, police reports, all the stuff, all the results of the investigations will probably be redacted, but still, like, what an amazing opportunity. So that's something I wanted to look into. So, and BZ can help us with that. So BZ, what's the deal? So if he gets out on the 10th, if he doesn't get out, then it's another 2 weeks, assuming they don't try to
according to the time frame, I think it's like July 20th or 26th or something like that.
Yeah.
Based on somewhere at the end of July. It's like the last week or last 10 days or week or so.
Yeah. Do you think when he gets out and cops come up to him and ask him,
"Where are your papers, Mav? Where are they?" Oh, you don't have any papers?
They're gonna maybe ask him, if they ask him that question, what do you think is gonna happen? Do you think he's gonna give them to him?
Hell no, he's gonna start citing case law. He's gonna tell him hellos for suckers to start.
Man, I can't wait to see some of his videos again, like where he's out there in the street, pounding the streets again, man. Walking around the crime scene tape. Yeah. Hey, give me a bunch of OTVOs and for Overturn Terry versus Ohio.
I'm looking at general orders over here on use of force on my computer. Sorry, guys. So.
Overturn Terry versus Ohio. And hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hey, what's going on, Bruce? How you doing, buddy? What's going on? Says Bruce.
Who's that? Bruce R?
Yeah, what's going on, Bruce? Good seeing you, man. Hell yeah. Hello is for suckers. Yeah, man, we've had a really interesting journey here with all the great clips from all these different stops and arrests.
I wish you could just clip that thing where Chili's walking and goes, "Hellos for suckers," because I really like
will. It. I'll ask my daughter to help me do that. That is really funny. I mean, that guy is the best. Well, anyways, guys, he'll be out pretty soon, and so he's asked me to convey to everyone, as much as that you all want to come out and hang out and see him as he gets released. He would prefer that you shelter in place and give him an opportunity to eat some good food, be with his family, recharge his batteries, get to the gym, tanned, rested, and ready, maybe 2 weeks after he gets out. And between all of us, between me and BZ and some other people, we'll try to arrange like a, some kind of a get together somewhere in Nevada.
We're gonna parade Chili around the country and show our political.
Oh yeah, okay. Do like Wild Bill
coming to a local police department near you.
Right. Like the Buffalo Bill Wild Show or whatever they called it.
Hey,
For
so I
auditors.
got this use of force thing I pulled up here. So it goes into definition. So it says force is defined as the compulsion or restraint exerted upon or against a person for the purpose of 1, compelling a person to comply with an officer's direction, or 2, overcoming resistance by a suspect during arrest or detention, or 3, defending any person or yourself from an aggressive action by a suspect, another which represents a threat of physical injury or death. Now, I'm telling you again, it talks about the use of force. So now the objectively reasonable force is a determination from the perspective of a reasonable officer on the scene that the decision to use force and the level of force used is appropriate when Fort Worth police evaluate the situation in light of the circumstances known to the officer at the time force is used and upheld in court of law. Well, first off, there's the problem that I have with that one line. It used the word reasonable twice for force and officer. You didn't have either one. You got to have a reasonable officer for one. See, do all this stuff. Okay, so here, excessive force is the use of more force than is objectively reasonable to accomplish a lawful objective. So if he really wanted her to leave, he didn't have to put hands on her.
He should have never touched her. And he had no lawful basis to touch her. She wasn't violating any laws. It was not a lawful arrest.
Now L is where he skipped. De-escalation. Oh, sorry. Were we not allowed to say that in Fort Worth? Is defined as taking action to stabilize a situation and reduce the immediacy of the threat so that more time, options, and resources are available to resolve the situation. The goal of de-escalation is to gain the voluntary compliance of a subject or subjects and to reduce the intensity of a potentially violent situation to decrease the potential need of use of force. So I'll tell you right now, if anybody escalated anything, it was I was going to say Bork, but Kruger, same thing. But they have distraction techniques, they've got all these other things that could have been done. I said it plenty of times. And it goes into like de-escalation, force options, compliant, non-compliant, right? Passive non-compliance. That's what we saw in all three of those videos, right?
That's right.
The subject is not, and these are general orders that they have to follow. The subject is not complying with an officer's commands and is not physically hindering or threatening in a harmful manner to physically hinder an officer from placing the subject in custody and taking control. Examples include standing stationary and not moving upon lawful direction, which wasn't that what she was doing?
Yeah.
Falling limply and refusing to use their own power to move. Reasonable force options to passive non-compliance include low-level force options. And it goes, note, regarding civil protest, but active resistance, I don't think that was active resistance. Aggressive resistance, aggravated active resistance. I don't believe any of that was in there. But let's see what this says. Aggressive resistance. The subject displays the intent to harm the officer. So it basically goes into, I don't think she was trying. In fact, she turned away. But let's say low-level force. A level of force or control that is neither likely nor intended to cause injury, i.e., handcuffing a compliant arrestee for transport to jail or placing a subject in a prone position on a high-risk vehicle stop. Low-level force includes officer presence, recognition of authority through uniform presence, marked police vehicle, identified police markings, logo badges, police credentials, or verbal identification. Excludes physical force. That's low-level force. Verbal commands of direction are required compliance, such as direction to drop a weapon, get on the ground, stop running, etc. Weaponless strategy. I mean, it basically, this goes into that at no reason should he have ever touched her the way he did.
Yeah, he should have never even tried to approach her. She wasn't doing anything wrong. It wasn't an active crime scene investigation. Those two female officers gave her the false sense of security that she could do what she was doing by virtue of the fact that they didn't do anything to try and interfere with her investigation of a public event.
And by the way, guys, these general orders are right on Fort Worth PD's website. You can go look at all their general orders. They're transparent on their general order. They're just not transparent on when cops violate those general orders.
Right. But these are beyond even violating policy orders. These are just violating just like natural rights of man. You know, these people are supposed to be in a position of leadership. They're supposed to be the gems of our culture and society. And instead we see that they're the bottom of the barrel. I mean, this officer is a disgrace. What he did to her was absolutely unacceptable. He knew she was frail and older, and he flung her to the ground like a judoka. He like threw her. And we know
So
the police officers are trained in judo technique.
My question is, you go to the standard in a courtroom, what would a reasonable officer do? Well, not that. Probably the opposite.
Well, we've seen already a couple experts have come out who are retired Fort Worth officers who have said that he not only exceeded the use of force required, but that he didn't have a lawful basis to form an arrest. He had no authority to make her walk across the street. You don't have that kind of authority. So he was giving her an unlawful command. I mean, she has the right to go unimpeded whatever direction she wants, so long as she's not interfering with something. And she wasn't interfering. He just didn't like her, and we know why, because of Manuel Mata, right?
Well, I mean, it's not because of him. It's because of the use of excessive force he used on Manuel Mata and tried to put some bullshit charges on him, and it got
Well, the
dropped.
revenge.
I
The
mean,
revenge
how do you pull a gun on somebody for jaywalking and filming? I mean, he literally charged him with evading arrest after the jaywalking charge, which is, oh, wow, the same thing he did to her obstruction, false alarm, and resisting charge. So Kruger likes to use the word evading to try to justify the excessive force.
Absolutely. It definitely was off the charts. And Stacey Parenti's saying that, you know, it's similar to a woman submitting to an abusive partner.
Yeah. I mean,
and I saw that with Carolina. She was like, okay. She was like,
she goes,
right.
What she did was she goes, no, okay. And then she planted, left arm went behind her. Her right arm was up here.
Yeah.
He went for this arm instead of securing her left arm first.
Yeah.
And telling her to put down the camera and just flung her like a freaking rag doll.
But what shouldn't have happened is placing of hands at all. That should have never happened. And once it did, she was submitting, but she was in shock. You could see that. And she's a strong woman, so she's not just going to submit right away. But she's obviously not dumb. She's going to recognize some dude who's much bigger than her and stronger is obviously going to cause trouble, you know.
Well, here's the thing is on that use of force, okay? So let's say, she was a threat. Yeah. Turning your back and putting your left arm behind your back and holding a gimbal with a camera, where does that register as a threat? That is, like you said, submitting.
Yeah. I don't see any legal basis for him to ever even approach her. And those commands had no legal authority. He was acting under color of law and color of official right. And it may be that the department tries to argue that he acted outside the course and scope of his official duties.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say worst case scenario. Let's say it wasn't just the head injury, brain trauma. Let's say it would have actually ended up unaliving her. What then? George Floyd, Derek Chauvin. I mean, we were only that much of an injury from that far of what happened to a different case.
It would have been.
The only difference is
it could have been.
George Floyd was accused of passing a $20 bill, but yet my question is to this day, where is this bogus $20 bill that was allegedly used?
Oh, I don't know, but what I do know is that
Mav says something about papers.
yeah. You think?
Where are your papers, Mav? Where are they? Oh, you don't have any papers?
Yeah. So I think, guys, I think we're pretty much done. For
Yeah,
the night,
because
though.
the dog is about to go get on the hunt. So
Yeah, I think we're done, guys. So hopefully I kind of remind you of Don Imus or something. I'd be like Don Imus. I don't know. Anyways, thank you everybody for showing up. And Bruce R says he sees a huge settlement coming her way. Well, I hope so. I hope that they can send a message.
you know
But
what?
I do-
Regardless of the settlement, you know what I'd like to see happen? I'd like to see Kruger go to the concentration camp with you.
Oh my gosh, hold on. I gotta re-cue it, man. You guys really like that, don't you? But give me a bunch of ones and give me a bunch of OTVOs if you like this video.
Where are your papers, Mav? Where are they? Oh, you don't have any papers? To the concentration camp with you.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Like I said, if you can get Chile's hellos for suckers and that ID papers, I think intertwining some ID refusals on a live stream would actually be kind of funny.
all right.
Because like when they approach, like we need, it's like hellos for suckers, and then we need to see ID. We can throw the Mav case in there. It's
Just make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to follow and also subscribe over to BZ Watchdog.
actually, I'm sorry, guys. All you guys are BZ Watchdog fans, so make sure you hit Michael's like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, yeah. He's sort of eclipsed me now. I mean,
I'm getting there. I'm actually only about 80 subs from 4,000. I mean, I've jumped almost doubled my subs just this month alone. So I really appreciate everyone that's been standing behind me and following me and just being supportive, because without you guys, I probably wouldn't have the motivation to go and honor up the bravery to go out there and deal with these coppers. I did find a good one last night, but then I turned around and found 2 more bad ones. So it's like, when am I going to start finding more good ones than bad ones? Because it doesn't seem to appear to be there. Hell, we can't even find good judges. We're finding more bad ones getting derobed. I mean, derobed.
That's funny.
We're finding more of them hitting the hot tub or OnlyFans than we are actually on the bench.
Hey, do you think if we do a show on the 4th of July, anybody's even going to watch? I mean, aren't they going to be watching fireworks and stuff?
You know what, man? I think more people will probably watch. Why don't you do this? Since there will be an abundance of Metro cops on the Strip or downtown, maybe you should just go out there with your camera, do some cop watching, and you just have the kids or the wife out there watching you from another camera, so that way they can bail you out when you get arrested.
Maybe.
Well, actually, I think you'll be fine. As long as you show your bar card and don't call anybody a little doggy, I think you'll be fine.
OTVO, guys. Give me a bunch of OTVOs. And thank you, Stacy.
Look, they said they'll watch, man. If you just go with a live stream, vertical mode on some cops and just sit there from about, make sure you get your measuring tape and you got that 21 foot.
That's cool. Yeah, the 21-foot rule, guys. Don't forget, you got to obey the 21-foot rule or you're going to go to jail for 6 months. Think about that.
Stacy, that's why what I've been doing lately is
I see nothing.
When it slows down Ubering, I actually just turn it on and drive around, so that way if you hear me go live, you don't have to worry about
I see nothing.
Where are your papers?
Come on, man.
Mav, where are they? Oh, you don't have any papers? To the concentration camp with you.
All right, man. Well, I gotta wrap up my end because I gotta go on the hunt. I gotta get some money made while I'm out there. So,
all right, man. I'll say goodbye to everybody in a couple seconds here, guys. Everybody give BZ Watchdog a bunch of likes and subscribes, and everybody in the sidebar, remember to form parallel communities and parallel systems and support each other in all things in life, and always be courteous, considerate, and kind to others. So with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. Semper Fi, do or die. All right, dude.
Hey, Mike, actually,